Today is the 23rd of July 2010. This is a quick silver log for today. We are looking at the 1 minute time frame on SLV at the big volatile moves. Well, they had a stress test today in Europe. I'll talk more this weekend about the stress tests. The early headlines read that the banks passed this stress test, at least the majority of them. And we've seen some big, wild moves on the 1 minute time frame starting at 12:02 p.m. Eastern Time. It rallied pretty nicely from 1778 to 1786. So during this 1 minute time frame, your silver portfolio was up about a half of a percent. Then over the next 2 minutes, that 1786 high fell down to 1772. That was a difference of about 14 cents or almost a full percent of a reduction in your silver portfolio in in 2 minutes. And this orange line represents the volume weighted average price for the day. And thus far, it has managed to hold above it in the sense that it had a breakdown below there, but it didn't have a confirmation. The next candle got above the VWAP, another small move below it, and then again it has recaptured it. Oftentimes, they say from failed moves can create fast moves. It isn't a failed move yet, although it could very easily become it, and staying within the range would not bring a fast move. A fast move would obviously bring a move breaking the key resistance of today's high of 1786. Another interesting facet or technical analysis type of pattern is that on at the start of today, it curved higher, which came from selling before the market opened. So in a sense, it kind of created a left shoulder or the head and pattern in here, and then you could almost make a case for this being the right shoulder in here. And the breakout of this level hasn't happened yet. And for Fibonacci to hold this pattern, it really needs to hold the 1775 level. Thus far it has. We can see right now in the 1 minute time frame that we are having a big candle move down to today's volume weighted average. But a price objective, if we have a fast move, we can see now it's got back its losses. But a price objective is a level to 1797. And we've already seen a full percent move in 2 minutes, and thus a breakout of 1786 to 1797. That's 11 cents, or about 3/4, 2/3 of a percent type of a move within the silver market. And a quick little look at the 10-minute time frame. What's very interesting is it has held that area I've been talking about from part 1 of the video, meaning the support level has held very well. Markets can correct either through price or through time. So you had a move higher yesterday, and then the range I was talking about between 1770 and 80, and it's been staying within this range. So this is a nice correction that it has been having throughout time. And with that being stated, if we break out to the upside, then the levels I was talking about in part 1 of this video, something to look out for on the hourly time frame. In part 1, I was mentioning that, or in yesterday's video, I was mentioning that the 5-day moving average would start to rise. That has surely been the case. And the Fibonacci from the high thus far to the low. And if we make new highs, adjust the Fibonacci higher, gives us this Fibonacci level at 1757. Maybe if we do have some selling and it doesn't break this range, that the 5-day moving average can hold as support. Key thing is you want to establish another higher low above this level here. We have made this higher high, so if you can make another higher low and follow that up with a higher high, then that can make the intermediate trend become more bullish. As far as the short-term level that I talk about, as far as tendencies, it's got this big level that it's dealing with right now on the Let me just adjust this towards this low here. It is this big level here at 1773 is being used well as support. So because we're above it, the tendencies or the direction on the shorter term chart is that of neutral now because we are within the range of 1773 and 1819. So I'm going to finish this off at the end of the day with a blah 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 a 2 minute quick video. And so far today, like I say, we're having this choppy move, and now that we've seen this more clearly, there is a symmetrical triangle type of pattern that we can place right now, and the pattern would be this baby in here. What time does this go to? It goes to 12:29. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to pause the tape and see how this pattern reacts. A couple minutes have went by, and it's now 27 minutes after 12. And sometimes with the live charts, it can take a while for correct data to be updated, although it is very close on here. Nonetheless, the price really hasn't been changing. It's staying within the VWAP, a big test within the VWAP. And I guess you could even make a case that it has already broken the symmetrical triangle to the downside if you connect it within this area here, which pretty much works out to be the same area at the bottom of this trend line. Once again, not much is happening, and I'm going to pause it until something does. And it's now 12:31 p.m. Eastern, 30 seconds in. It has moved now right below this level at 1776, looking as if that the trend line wants to break down towards the downside. It just happened, not even anything close to any confirmation yet at this point. It's now 12:37, and it is lower below the break of this uptrend line, and it is still below this downtrend line. It isn't showing too much. You see these flat lines in here. A lot of times when you're dealing with stocks that are only $17 per share, then the intraday charts can look a lot like this. So the days will be a lot nicer when silver can move up to 30, 40, 50, and the intraday charts become much have bigger numbers within them. As far as the move lower that we're seeing, you want to adjust the time frame to the 10-minute deal and see that we're moving towards this support level. And if the support level doesn't give in, then, and we see that it is falling a little bit right now on the 10-minute chart, then you want to go to those Fibonacci levels that I talked about earlier in this video, along with, of course, the 5-day moving average, along with this moving average here, which is the 10-day moving average, as areas where it may potentially find support. So that'll be it for today's video, and I will come back at the end of the day with a very quick silver log. Take care. Wait a second here. Look at this. Big move, just like that, to 1776. So we found support at this area where we found support at 1204, and it has now managed to make it to the top of this trend line. And it's now gotten above it, right towards the 200-minute moving average and towards the VWAP. And if you're really short-term trading, then you could use the Fibonacci from this low and this high. But that's really not too much about that. I'll talk to you later on. Bye-bye.